Lithuania is a Baltic country. It is bordered by the Baltic Sea, Belarus, Latvia, Poland and Russia. Its area is 25170 square miles and its population is 3,490,800. Lithuania is the largest of the three Baltic nations, roughly twice the size of Belgium. Until 1991, Lithuania was part of the Soviet Union. Vilnius is the capital of Lithuania. It has a population of 543,000. Vilnius is a very beautiful city. Our first port of call was to be taken to a viewpoint on top of the city and to look down at the magnificent historical and ancient buildings. After enjoying an aerial view of the city, we next visited St. Peter's and Paul's Church, a masterpiece of the 17th century Baroque. A beautiful silver decoration. The interior of this church was truly magnificent. Capitol Square. This building is being renovated as a civic centre. The President's Palace. Vilnius University. Vilnius University, one of the oldest and most famous establishments of higher education in Eastern and Northern Europe. It was founded in 1579. Functioning for a long time as the only school of higher education in Lithuania. It was a keeper of cultural and scientific traditions and has played a significant part in the cultural life of the neighbouring countries. St John's Church, the University Church. This church is also used for concerts and graduation ceremonies. Visited St Anne's Church, a gem of the 16th century Gothic architecture. The silver icons are truly magnificent. We next visited Tresca. Tresca is Lithuania's ancient capital. It is just 28 kilometers west of Vilnius. It is a charming small settlement, strategically placed in the middle of 5 large lakes. The view looking across the lakes at the castle. We next visited the splendid 18th century Rondale Palace. This palace was the former residence of the Duke of Kirkland. Latvia is a small republic on the Baltic Sea. Its territory is just a little smaller than Ireland, 25590 square miles. It has a population of 2.4 million. Riga is the capital of Latvia. It is famous for its early 20th century Art Nouveau architecture, and this was the first thing we viewed. In 1710, Latvia became part of Imperial Russia. In 1918, with the fall of Imperial Russia, Latvia became independent. To celebrate its independence, this Freedom Monument was constructed. In 1939, Latvia became part of the Soviet Union. It regained independence in 1991. Historic centre of Riga has been inscribed upon the World Heritage List. Inscription on this list confirms the exceptional universal value of this cultured site, which deserves protection for the benefit of all humanity. Riga Old Town is a World Heritage Site. This is the Dome Cathedral, which stands in the centre of Riga Old Town. The architecture is truly magnificent. St. Stephen's statue. St. Peter's Church was built in 1334. It was destroyed but rebuilt in the original style in 1999. This is an artificial bobsleigh track. It was built by the Soviet Union for their Olympic bobsleigh teams to practice on. A typical Latvian house. A reconstructed 12th century nobleman's castle. This building is now used as government offices and contains a restaurant. This is the entrance to another 12th century castle. This castle has been left in its original state. Another 12th century castle that has been renovated. We next visited a grotto where it is claimed that drinking the water will make you younger.
The cat's amazing. He just sits in the middle and like. Started to build 1214, and even Peter.
We visited a castle which is in the process of being reconstructed. Finally, we climbed up to the top of the tower and enjoyed the magnificent view. This windmill which we visited is unique in the fact that the whole windmill turns. That pole is pulled round by horses. The horses pull the pole round and the windmill turns. A typically thatched Latvian farmhouse. A typical Latvian townhouse. This house is currently a butcher's shop. This is a Russian Orthodox church. Catherine the Great provided the finance for this building. Estonia is the smallest of the Baltic republics. Its area is 17410 square miles and it has a population of 1.5 million. The capital of Estonia is Tallinn. This is the Russian Orthodox Cathedral. It is early 13th century, but restoration work was paid for by Catherine the Great. The Parliament buildings. This is where the Estonian Parliament meet. The Dome Church, St Mary's Church. The Gothic exterior dates back to the 14th century. We next visited a viewpoint where we could look down and appreciate the beauty of the city of Tallinn. The old city with its cobbled streets. A typical merchant's house. The merchant lived on the ground floor. The upper floors were where he stored his grain. The instrument you see sticking out was used for lifting the grain up on those floors. The outer walls of the city. One of the 66 towers built to defend Medieval Tallinn. Tallinn was known as one of the most fortified towns in northern Europe. Today, only 19 towers survive. The Town Hall. This imposing Gothic building dates back to 1404. Old Thomas, the weathervane, who symbolises Tallinn, has been keeping watch since 1530. The Town Hall is still used today for many civic functions. As a medieval market and a modern meeting place, Town Hall Square has been the heart of city life for 7 centuries. In Town Hall Square, one can survey some of the most impressive examples of Gothic architecture in Tallinn. Finally, we travelled up to the 24th floor of our hotel to appreciate the scenic view.